This is our hotel in Porto. It has interesting doors to the hotel rooms. Different from our other hotels that we've stayed at, the first floor is the reception, but it's also hotel rooms. And the 0th floor is for parking, I guess. It's interesting when we get out of the elevator, you'll see what it looks like. It can be confusing at times. So you get out of the elevator and it's more hotel rooms. And it's kind of hidden here, the pathway to the center of the hotel where the reception is. Nice quiet hallway. Hi. Something about these steps at the entrance. The bottom step has a much higher drop. Can be confusing. Doesn't meet code. All right, it's been a rainy day. It was raining hard earlier. Now it's kind of showers. But we're still going to try to venture out. We want to go down to the waterfront. Here we go. Okay guys, looks like there's a change of plans. We thought the rain showers were going to end by now, but it's still not raining hard, but raining hard enough to dampen our spirits. So we're going to go back to the hotel and think of another plan. Maybe take a city tour on the bus or something like that. That's our hotel right there. We just realized right next to our hotel is the museum for the trolley buses, or trolleys. Museo do Carro Elétrico. Adults, €8. You want to go see it?
Do you want to?
Sure. Let's see.
Sênior e adulto.
That's the...
E 12.
Sí. So I guess this is the power station that powered the buses, as well as, or the trolleys, as well as where the trolleys originate from and are maintained. This looks like prior to electrical power. So that's the 1840s mode, and this was... This type of vehicle first appeared in the United States in 1832. So this was originally pulled by mules, and in 1895, when Porto started their electrical tram service, this was converted to an electrical tram. So I think these are examples of cars from actually from all over the world, because that's saying it's an American car that was restored. So the company almost went bankrupt in 1940 as different modes of transportation came about. Me stories of when she was a young girl in Shanghai, they used to have a trolley system like this. So she liked to jump to the back of the trolley with her friends because that's where the wheel was to control the trolley. Of course, in the front, there's also a wheel. So the conductor would be in the front, of course, and they'd go in the back. Would you ever touch the wheel?
Yeah, but you know, the back wheel wouldn't work
Okay.
if the
You
front
just-
wheel is engaged.
So you're just playing with it.
Yeah, so you had the feeling of, hey, I'm in control of the wheel. So we always fight to run to the back.
I can just imagine. I just noticed this is an interesting truck, the truck being where the wheels are. You got a large wheel in the rear and a smaller one in the front. And if you notice, at least these two, maybe they're all like that. This one's similar. This is what Maya used to do when she was a little girl. An electric powered bus eliminates the need for railroad tracks, and you could also go up and down steeper slopes. This looks like the network for the trolley system. So an explosion powered motor, explosion motor. Okay. Yeah, so that platform could raise up, and this is for repairing the trolley line. They bought that from Germany. That's how you started it. There's some repair service in action. So before that truck back there, this was how they actually had a car that went down the track and with an elevated platform to do the work. Bring back, got to use the one in front.
I thought this is the thing to the back.
Bring back mommy's childhood.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what I wanted to see. This is where the power was generated. Overhead crane, heavy duty overhead crane that can hold 14,000 kilos. Because to lift and work on these machines, they're very heavy. Oh, there's a real good view of a DC motor. You see the armature there. So there's your coils to induce the magnetic field. Let's see if there's a description of this. "550 volts, 900 to almost 1150 amps,
500.
500 to 625 kilowatts. Don't see a governor on it. Let's see what turns it. It must have had something. There's the clutch, it looks like, to engage it. What spun it? There's the control room. And there's your control board. See if this explains it to us. So this was an alternating current generating system, and they would send the power to substations, and there it was converted to direct current for the trolleys. So the trolleys are run on direct current. And also, over time, they sold excess power to the general public. So I'm guessing this is your exciter current control for the rotor, and then the stator is where the power is generated, and you would expect those to be the larger cables. So I guess I take it back. So the stator is the control, or providing the magnetic field, and then the power is picked up on the rotor.
Look at this. This is from Switzerland.
Brown Boveri, the turbine maker from Switzerland that worked for ASEA Brown Boveri, ABB.
Yeah, that's it before ASEA became part of the Brown Boveri.
And they started off as a turbine maker, but they must have, or I mean, that is a turbine right there, but maybe they also branched out into power generation. Well, let's see what that is. So this is something to do with, this looks like a transformer. And that turbine, I don't know, maybe it cools the transformer. Because it looks like those are plumbing pipes to the top, so and that's probably what it was something to cool the transformer.
Cooling tower?
No, you could have the transformer, the fins, the air
To
cools
cool
it,
it,
but if
yeah.
they don't cool it enough, you need some more cooling. So that's probably what that turbine was to blow air or blow cold liquid through the transformer to keep it cool. There's down in the old power station a big transformer. Rectifiers. This is where it changed from AC to DC. These are rectifiers. Again, Brown Boveri. So this is where the conversion from AC to DC was done. Big control panels. Rectificador. So these are all where your switching is done. Line diagram, single line diagram on the panel showing where everything went. Wouldn't be surprised if that's actually what they did. There's your switches there inside those, either liquid or vacuum container or something. Oh, does this look like transformers? So you have power coming in or going out. Power on one side coming in, going out the other. Transforming it up or down. Look at the switches over there. I guess we can't walk in there. I don't know. Oh, they have it chained off. There's a GE rectifier, 600 kilowatts. Rated output 1044 amps at 575 volts. So the primary was 15,000 volts at AC, 3-phase, 50 hertz. And the output was 575 volts. Must be DC because that's what they said. So that's what a rectifier does, is takes the 3 AC sine waves and converts it into a DC current. So here's where the electricity was generated and controlled, or examples of how it was done maybe. But I wonder where the boiler was. So there's some old structures that must have been there that have been torn down. This is the end of the building. You can see there's a wall behind it. There, at least there's a fence on top. So I wonder where the boiler was. Okay, these are not generators. These are just taking alternating current and turning it into direct current. So that's why that's why one side is an electric motor and the other side is a generator that's taking the spinning power and turning it into DC current. So this is called your rheostat. So this is pulling off the direct current off this rotor. So these would have been at those substations, and then those rectifiers, when those came into play, then you didn't need this mechanical method. So this was the original building. And that's probably where the power was generated, Babcock and Wilcox. We can't go up there, but there's more levels of things up there, switching gear and so forth probably. So if you look at this picture, so all of this in here is just an exhibit. That's what it looks like. Those were your actual generators. powered by steam. Someplace they had to have a boiler. So looking at the model here, okay, there's your building with those are the AC to DC conversion in the back that we saw. And your control room. And 1 and 2, where you're right in front of us here, are the operating these pistons. Not exactly sure where the power was generated. Maybe this 1 and 2 down here were something. Okay, we're back on this side of the building. Let me pan out a little bit. So this is probably where the steam was generated. So that's your boiler. The Babcock and Wilcox boiler. And then yeah, that's where the see if I can see where that's your smokestack or whatever. Doesn't show it coming out here. There's some place you had to have a fire burning. Creates heat, creates steam. Steam is converted into rotational power. Let's go on this side again and look in the window. I'm not sure. Interesting though.